Start. Welcome students. In last lecture, we already discussed about TYBSC semester 6, two subjects. That was your Linux system administration and software testing and quality assurance. Now moving towards the next subject, that is your information and network security. As we all aware of, security plays a crucial role in computers or in any aspect of your digital trends and security. So information and network has to be secure, so that can be achieved by using lots of what do you say lots of mechanism you can implement to secure your network and information. You can use multiple algorithms, multiple protocols can be used, multiple techniques that can be used, like cryptography and encryption techniques that can be used. Now in unit 1 we have introduction. There are lots of security trends that can be implemented to secure your information and network. Then we have OSI security architecture. As we all aware of OSI, open system interconnection, that we have already studied in computer network in SYCS. Some security based architecture is there. Security attacks can be passive or it can be active. There are lots of types of attacks that can happen, like denial of services, masqueradation, replay, denial of services. Security services are there, X800 and so on. Then we can implement multiple security mechanisms for network security and information security. So in second chapter, you will be studying about classical encryption technique. Now, what do you mean by encryption technique? Encryption is a technique by which normal user cannot view your text that is encrypted. Encrypted means you have a particular pattern to encrypt your text. Then we, in this case, we have symmetric cipher model. There are several substitution techniques. Substitution techniques means we'll be substituting, uh, for example, I'm taking an example of text AJAY. So in this case, I may replace substitute Z in case of A in AJY. So it will be ZJAY. So this is a substitution technique. Then we have transposition technique. In transposition technique, we can exchange the character or places of that string, so that string can be changed from its original position. Then we have steganography. Steganography is the art of hiding, basically. Then we have block cipher principle. Several blocks can be considered in a text mode. Caesar cipher is there. Triple AES, triple DES kind of ciphers can be used. Then we have data encryption standards. How data can be encrypted. Then strength of DES, this data encryption standards. Then we have a concept called AES, advanced encryption standard. In syllabus itself, they have said round details not expected. So we have a glimpse of AES, not in detail. Then we have multiple encryption and triple DES, block cipher mode of operation, and stream ciphers. In third chapter, we'll be studying about public key cryptography and RSA. RSA stand for Revest, Shamir, and Alderman. Revest, Shamir, and Alderman. So in cryptography, we have two kinds of keys. One is public key and another is private key. So likewise, for example, uh, travel, if we travel around for a railway station or bus stand, so you are using a public Wi-Fi. So public key is given, and for your configuring your mobile hotspot, we have your private key. So crypto systems are there. The RSA algorithm is there. RSA stands for Revest, Shamir, Alderman. So in unit 1, we have 3 chapter: introduction, classical encryption techniques, public key cryptography, and RSA. In unit 2, we have key management. So key management is an essential thing to control your encryption techniques and cryptography. So as we have already discussed, we have two types of keys: public key and private key. So key management is very important thing. Then we have Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. In second chapter of unit 2, we have message authentication and hash function. Now, what do you know authentication? Authentication means whatever you are using is authenticating user requirements and all functions. Then we have message authentication code. It is like your OTP or captcha. Then we have hash function. Hash function is MD5, mostly we are using message digest 5th version. Then we have security of hash function, max secure hash algorithm, SHA. Then HMAC. Then we have digital signature and authentication in third chapter of unit 2. What is digital signature? Like we are dealing with lots of online transaction or in on digital portal. So QR scanner is your digital signature, one of the digital signature. Then we have authentication types, protocols, digital signature standards are there. Then we have in next chapter authentication application. It deals with Carbord's X509 authentication. It is a service for authentication. Then we have public key infrastructure. Then we have public key infrastructure. In unit 3, we'll be dealing with electronic mail security. It is very important to secure your emails electronically. Email security deals with a policy which is known as pretty good privacy, PGP it is known as. Then we have S/MIME. MIME stands for multi input multi extension. Then we have IP level security. IP is a protocol which manages your TCP IP is a part of TCP IP protocol. It manages your on internet type of connections. Then we have overview, architecture, authentication header, encapsulating security payload. Now, payload is a very important thing on that particular channel uh, for the streaming of that protocol. Payload plays an essential role. Combining security association, then key management is very important. We have a key distribution center, KDC it is known as. Then we have web security consideration. SSL layer is very important, secure socket layer. It is a kind of security mechanism that can be applied. Then we have transport layer security, secure electronic transaction. Then there is a concept called intrusion. Intrusion is nothing but trespassing, intruders, intrusion techniques, intrusion detection. Intrusion detection is very important. Then we have malicious software. Virus is a part of malicious software that can affect your computer. Viruses, worms, and so on. Zombie, Trojan horse, virus countermeasures. What can be done to counter your viruses? Then we have DDoS, distributed denial of service. Then we have something called as firewall. Firewall is a technique to prevent unnecessary traffic on your network. Firewall design principles are there, types of firewall are there, message gateway protocol is there, and so on. Main textbooks university has referred: Cryptography and Network Security, Principle and Practice, 5th edition, William Stallings, Pearson. Then they have provided 2 additional references: Cryptography and Network Security, Atul Khate, Tata McGraw-Hill, and in Cryptography and Network, Burrus Forson. So this author is known to you, Burrus Forson, in computer network. So mainly we have to deal with first textbook and second textbook only. Now moving towards the next subject, that is your web services. Now, what do you mean by service? Service is dependent upon multiple factors. So here we are dealing with web services, especially using NetBeans and Java based services. So what are web services? In first chapter, we will be studying about that. Types of web services, distributed computing infrastructures, overview of XML. As you all know, XML is extensible markup language. Then we have SOAP, simple online analytical process. Then we have building web services with JAX WS. It is a kind of services, web services, which we can build with your Java application. Then we registering and discovering web services. This is a very important step. You have to register and discover web services. Then we have service oriented architecture, SOA it is known as. Then web services development life cycle, developing and consuming simple web services across platform. So in unit 1, we'll be studying about web services basic. What are web services? Types of web services, SOAP, overview of XML, how to build an web services, its life cycle. In Unit 2, we'll be studying about REST architecture style. Introduction of HTTP. As you all know, HTTP is a connection oriented protocol. The core architecture element of RESTful system, description or discovery of RESTful web services, Java tools and framework for building RESTful web services. Then there is a concept you have already studied in SYCS, Advanced Java, JSON, JavaScript object notation, or navigation, message format, and tools and frameworks and JSON. Build RESTful web services with JAX RX API. Now, what do you mean by API? Application programming interface. You can build your own API using this web services using RESTful architecture. The description and discovery of RESTful web services, several design guidelines for building RESTful web services, and secure RESTful web services. In Unit 3, we'll be studying about developing service-oriented application with WCF, Windows Communication Foundation. What is Windows Communication Foundation? Then fundamental Windows Communication Foundation concept, Windows Communication Foundation architecture. Now, what is common in between WCF and .NET Framework Client Profile? Basic WCF programming, WCF feature details, web services, quality of service QoS. So there are three main textbooks insisted by university: web services, principles and technology by Pearson Education, RESTful Java web services, packed publication. Third is developing service oriented application with WCF. Now, if you notice in this particular subject, one chapter is equal to one unit. So don't take it on a lighter side. It is not a thorough subject. You have to be very practical and particular about this subject. Basically, we are using NetBeans for developing web services and deployment of web services. So while studying this subject, make sure that most of the basic concept you have to be careful about your basic subjects. So one more subject is remaining, game programming. So we'll be discussing about game programming since it is a skill enhancement course. We'll cover that in next video.